Okay, so first we are going to talk about what's called linear pair. Now, what is a linear pair? Well, linear pair is coming from a very simple concept where about straight line. Now, straight line actually is an angle, and the angle straight line is it's 180 degree, isn't it? Isn't that 180 degree? Does that make sense? Right? Here's a 30 degree, 45 degree, 90 degree. There's 135. Then here, right? That's 180 degree. So what I'm getting at is if you see a straight line, and then the line is kind of going through in an angle like that, A plus B should be equal to 180. That's kind of obvious. Looks like Saif and Leo, you guys know each other. Yeah. Well, that's kind of obvious stuff, isn't it? And there's a fancy name for it. It's called linear pair. Okay, linear means straight line, and a pair, you've got two angles making up 180 degrees. So A plus B should be always equal to 180 if it has a straight line. So I would like you to write this down in your notes. Okay. This A plus B is 180. You guys are ready for next concept? It's called vertical angles. Are you guys with me? All right. So here is the next concept. Vertical angles has to do with two lines intersecting each other. Now, when two lines collide, and in mathematics, math classes, you call that intersecting. Okay, line is intersecting, right, each other. It creates four different angles. This angle, this angle, this angle, and that angle, right? And vertical angle says that opposite angles are always equal to each other. So for example, this angle A right here is going to be equal to the opposite angle, angle C. A has to be equal to C. If A is, let's say, 40 degrees, what do you think is the angle measurement for C? It has to be 40 degrees as well. They have to be the same. Same thing happens for B and D. If B is, let's say, that's 100, let's say 120, 140 degrees, right? If B is 140, what do you think a D is going to be? It's got to be 140 again. Again, the opposite angles are always equals, vertical angles. Opposite angles are equal. Okay, That's just an example, by the way. A, C. Okay, so A has to be equal to C. B has to be equal to D. And those are called vertical angles. Okay? What do you think so far? It's a pretty simple concept, right? So let's do work on it, examples. Is everybody okay to move on? Does anybody need more time to copy this down? You need to let me know. Anybody? Is everybody okay? A little more time? So here's an example number one. I want you to find A, B, and C. Angle A, angle B, and angle C. What do you think the angle A is going to be? Does anybody have any idea for A? What's A? A, somebody said 154. Now, how did she get 154? Then you said 126. Anybody else? Any other ideas? It's okay to make mistakes, all right? Yeah, you understand that? You're going to learn by creating, making a hypothesis, and if it's wrong, and you learn something from it, okay? So don't be afraid to share your ideas, even if it's wrong or right or wrong, it doesn't matter. The important thing is you try your ideas, okay? Now, you notice that here's a straight line, right? And what do you know about straight line? That's 180 degree. So this 54 plus A, right? This whole thing, the straight line is 180. So 54 plus A should be equal to 180, doesn't it? Because it's the whole straight line right here. And then if you subtract 54 on both sides, what do you get for A? That's 180 minus 54, isn't it? And that is going to be 126. So A has to be 126. Yeah. It doesn't add up to 100. It adds up to 180. Okay. Does that make sense? Next. So we figured it out. A is 126. Now, how about B? Now, for B, you don't have to do anything. What's B going to be? Everybody. B is going to be, nice job, Jessica. Anybody else? What's a B going to be? B is going to be 54. Why? If you didn't quite notice, it's a 54. Do you see why it's 54? Because of vertical angles. 54 and the opposite side, they are the same thing. So B has to be 54. That's right. Okay, some of you are already reading my mind or ahead. And so what is a C going to be? Everybody tell me. Tell me in the chat. What is a C going to be? B is 54 and C is going to be 126. Great job, Elizabeth. 126. Again, opposite angles are the same, and those are called vertical angles. So 54, 54, they are the same. 126, 126, they're going to be the same. Okay? Anybody need to write this down? So please write this down, okay? Does anybody need more time? Okay, number 2, I want you to copy down the diagram too, okay? And let's write down the questions. And I want you to write everything with the letters. And I'm going to talk about what it means. So again, let's please write down everything right here. It's important that you have this in your notes, okay? As we go through this unit, you are going to see some symbols, okay? One symbol that you see here in this problem, example 2, is this one right here. You see that little like a nose looking shape right here? That's called angle. Okay. So this is angle. Now here's M, right? Now M has nothing to do with any of the diagram here, but M is coming from the measurement. So measurement of the angle AEB equals 147 degrees. And that's how you read it, okay? Or you can just simply say angle AEB is 147, okay? You don't have to say measurement. Okay. Sometimes some lazy teacher like me, sometimes I forget to write M, okay? I will just simply say angle AEB equals 147. It's the same thing. Some people will, a good teacher will write M in front of it, but M is measurement, okay? So angle AEB, what does that mean, right? I'm now using 3 letters. Before, example 1, I said angle A or angle B or angle C, right? That was pretty easy. It's pretty obvious. But now I'm using 3 letter. What does that mean? Okay. What sometimes, okay? Like, for example, this angle. How would you describe that angle? Are you going to say angle E? If I said angle E, where do you think I'm talking about? it's very confusing, isn't it? Maybe I will be talking about angle E as right here, or maybe I'm talking about here because E is right there, right? Or maybe angle E is right here, or angle E is, so it could be any of those, right? So where is angle E? Now, sometimes you have to use three letters to describe a certain angle. And that's what those three letters are. If I said angle A, E, B, we are talking about this angle right there. Does that make sense? That's angle AEB. In other words, always the middle letter is the angle, focus angle, and then A and B are sort of the outside point. Okay. And so you can use three letters to figure out the certain angle. Now, what is the question? We need to figure out the angle measurement of BEC, Beck. Where is BEC? Can you guys point out where BEC is in your notes? Where? Now, BEC. That's right here. That's what we are after. Okay? So how do you do that? All right, some of you are pretty quick. Nice job, Logan. Anybody else? What do you think angle BEC is going to be? Well, what rule are we going to use? We are going to use linear pair, isn't it? Here's a straight line. It's not a vertical angle. They're not going to be the same, but the straight line, the whole thing is 180, isn't it? So again, 147 plus angle BEC is going to be equal to 180. Okay. So now you subtract 147 on both sides. So what is angle BEC equal to? 33. Because 147, I mean, you don't have to write down the equation. You can you can figure out, I bet some of you can figure out 33 by just looking at it, by doing the mental math. 147 plus 33 is 180, right? So angle BEC is 33 degrees. You guys okay so far? Ready to move on? Next example. Now it's starting to get a little bit more difficult, right? But it's going to be the same concept, okay? We're going to use either linear pair or vertical angles. So why don't you write down the problem first, okay? hang on a second. Yeah. All right. So let's get started on this one, okay? So first we are trying to figure out DHE. Now, where is the DHE, by the way? You see? DHE. You see that? If you connect the three letters D, H, E, it creates an angle, right? So we are after this angle. And we also need to figure out the measurements of EHF. Now, where's the EHF? Again, just connect the three letters with the lines. E, H, F. It's this angle right here. Always the middle letter is the focus angle. It's the angle H, but it is right here, okay? So in order to figure out, first we need to solve for X, okay? So how do we do that? We need to set up an equation. Now, what do you guys remember about the straight line? What do you know about the straight line? Isn't it? The whole thing is 180 degree, isn't it? It's the linear pair. This whole thing is 180 degrees. You get that? And we're going to use that. So the equation is this 2x plus 3x plus 5. If you add all of them up, that's going to be equal to what? It will be equal to 180 degrees. What do you guys think? Does this equation make sense to you? This 2x and 3x plus 5, if you add them all up, they are equal to 180 degrees. Now let's solve for x. Now here comes your solving equation skills that we've done a little bit at the beginning of the year. You guys remember that a couple weeks ago? 2x and 3x, they're on the same side, same team. So let's simplify. It's 5x plus 5 equals 180. Are you guys with me? What do we do next? You guys tell me. We're going to do what next? We're going to subtract 5. Subtract 5. That's gone. Very good, Leonardo. What do we have? We've got 5x equals, what is that? 175. Very good. And then what's the last step? How do we get rid of that 5? We are going to divide by 5. divide by 5. So x equals 175 divided by 5. So let's take out your calculator. Do you guys all have a calculator? Take out, if you don't, let's take out your cell phone and you've got calculator, right? What's 175 divided by 5? X equals 35. Now we are not quite done yet, okay, because our question is DHE and EHF, right? So this angle DHE is 2 times x. Now what is x? X is 35, right? So let's do this. Angle DHE is going to be 2x. It's 2 times x, but what is x? X is 35. So 2 times 35 equals 70. So DHE is 70 degrees. Hey, good morning, Gabriela. I'm glad you made it today. Okay. So how about angle, what is it? EHF. EHF is this one, right? It's a 3x plus 5. So what do you think we have to do? It's a 3x, but x is 35. So 3 times 35 plus 5. And what do we get? We get 110 degrees. And that makes sense because 70 plus 110, that's 180, isn't it? Let's see, you know what, let's skip number 4 because I want to have time to work on the assignment too. Last question, example number 5. Okay, you need to write it down. Example number 3. You just let me know, okay, if you need a little more time to write down the copy down in your notes. You guys are ready for number 5? Example number 5? You guys all good? Let's write it down. And if you feel like you can figure out, let's set up an equation first and solve for x. Everybody good? What is the relationship between ABC, which is this angle ABC, and DBE? DBE right here. What's the relation between the top angle and the bottom angle? What do you think? Aren't they equal to each other? If the top is 120 degrees, the bottom should be 120. They are equal to each other, right? So the equation will be exactly that. We are going to set them equal to each other. So 5x plus 1 is going to be equal to x plus 37 because they are vertical angles, and vertical angles are equal to each other. Now let's solve for x. We've got x on the right side of the equal sign, and we've got x on the left side. So what do? We need to get rid of one of the x's. And to do that, we're going to get rid of the smaller x, right? So let's subtract x on both sides. So what do we have? It is subtract x means subtract 1x, right? Remember, if you don't see a number in front of x, that means 1, okay? So negative 1x. So that will be 4x plus 1 equals 37. And what do we do next? Yeah, can you go from there? Now let's subtract 1 on both sides. It's 4x equals 36. Yeah, very good, Elizabeth. And divide by 4, divide by 4. So x equals 9. But that's not the end of the question, because I am asking you to figure out angle measurement ABC. Do you think the angle measurement is going to be 9 degrees right there? No. X is 9. So what is the actual angle measurement? You have to put 9 into x. Yeah? Does that make sense? So angle, let's write it down. A, B, C should be equal to 5 times 9 plus 1. What is that? That's a 45. 5 times 9 is a 45. 45 plus 1 is 46. Okay? 46 degrees. And then angle, this one, there's another question, angle DBE, which is this angle. It's going to be x plus 37. Well, what is x? X is 9. Okay? So it's going to be 9 plus 37, which is, again, 46. Because they are vertical angles, they have to be equal, right? 46 and 46. So that makes sense. How do you feel so far? Everything that we've done so far. You feel good about that? Is it difficult? Are you okay on solving equations? Okay. Very good, Leo. Looking pretty good. Very nice. Let's work on the assignment, okay? Now we've got about 30 minutes left. And so I don't know if we can finish all of them. Let's get rid of a couple of the questions. Let's get rid of number 9. Number 12. Maybe number 14 too. Okay, I think we have enough time for all of the rest. So let's work on the assignment. This is the first homework for Unit 2. So assignment or homework 2.1. Okay. Some of the questions will go really fast. Okay. Like I know the numberings are all I've copied them from somewhere else. That's why it's starting from number 7, but please don't mind that. Okay. So again, first question, number 7. What is X going to be? You don't have to do anything. You should know right away what X is going to be. Very good, guys. Janet, Saif, great job. X is going to be 112 degrees. Why is that? Because what do you call those? Do you guys remember the words? They are vertical angles. Very good. That's it. Okay. Number 8. Now, how about number 8? How do you find X? The side is 124. And how do you find the X? Are they equal to each other? Do you think X is going to be 124 again? The same? No, they're not. Okay. I'm glad you made it, Keegan. Okay. So probably you need to watch the video, okay? Because we are working on the assignment right now, but just try to write it down, keep up with it, okay? So number 8, how do you find X? Now X is, this is linear pair, isn't it? They all add up to 180. So since this portion is 124, how do you find the rest of 180 degrees? Isn't it just 180 minus 124? You find the difference, find the rest of 124 degrees. And what do you get? Yeah, very good. 180 minus 124, that is 56. Very good, Abigail, Elizabeth. X is going to be 56. So that's not too bad, right? Okay. How about number 10? Again, you don't have to do anything for number 10, do you? What is number 10 going to be? Number 10, this angle X is going to be 105, okay? Because They are vertical angles. And vertical angles are always equal to each other. How about number 11? It's kind of the same way as number 8, isn't it? It is the straight line which makes up, straight line is 180 degrees. So 51, what's the rest to make up for 180 degrees? So you got to do 180 minus 51. And that will get you, what is it? Yeah, x is going to be 129. Very good. Thank you, Saif, Elizabeth, Jessica, and the rest of you guys too. I hope you're participating. Yeah. You don't have to write down the answers in the chat, but if you can, I would like to see it. Okay. So if you have a time to type it in, please let me know. Okay. Let's move on. Number 13. I'm going to let you guys work on it by yourself. I'll give you a minute. What is the relationship between this angle and this angle? Aren't they equal to each other? Because they are called vertical angles. Yeah? So your equation should be that 6x plus 7, it's the left side, should be equal to 8x minus 17. They're not going to be added up to 180. That's a linear pair. This is a vertical angles. And vertical angles are equal to each other. Now, next step is we're going to, now we've got 6x and 8x, both sides of the equal sign, left side and right side. So we have to get rid of one of them. Which one are we going to get rid of? We're going to get rid of the smaller x's, right? So we're going to subtract 6x. Subtract 6x. That is going to be gone. You guys with me? Stay with me, okay? And then, so let's rewrite it. 7 equals, what do we have? 2x minus 17. Now we've decided that we're going to have just an x on the right side of the equal sign. So let's get rid of the numbers around it. First, we're going to add 17. Add 17 on both sides. That's gone. 2x, very good, Elizabeth, equals 24. And now divide by 2. So we've got x equals 12. Okay. Were you able to get x equals 12 on your own? How did you guys do? Yeah? Was it difficult? Well, let's do number 15. Very similar. Why don't you try that? Number 15. I'll give you 1 minute. Again, what's the relationship between this angle and this angle? They are equal. They are vertical angles. So they are equal to each other. So I'm going to set it up. 10x plus 1 is equal to 12x minus 5. It's just like the last question, isn't it? Number 13. Very similar. Okay. If you haven't solved it yet, I'd like to keep going. Okay, keep going. What would you do next? Delivery. Somebody came. So, all right. So what do? Again, we've got 10x and 12x, left side and right side. So we need to get rid of the smaller x. So let's subtract 10x. Subtract 10x. That's a big package. No way. 早くこれ、プリンの。そうだね、私もそう思った。Oh my gosh. Well, I've ordered something from Japan and it just arrived. It took a long time. It took over like 2 months. Oh boy. Anyway. Okay, sorry. So I'm happy now. So that's gone. So 1 equals 2x minus 5. Now we're going to solve for x. So we need to get rid of this 2 and this minus 5. We're going to add 5 first. Always get rid of the number floating by itself, okay? So 5 is gone. So now we've got 2x equals 6. Now you're going to get rid of the 2. 2 is attached to x, isn't it? How do we get rid of that 2? You got to divide by the number. Hey, Veronica, you just came in. I don't recognize your name. Are you an IA or are you? Can you talk to me privately? Veronica? In the other class? No. Veronica, you are in third period, right? So this is the second period, Veronica. So you're more than welcome to stay, but the third period starts at 12:25. Okay. So x equals 3. Okay. Last question, guys. Okay, number 6. Now, how do you set up an equation to solve for x? Are they equal to each other? It's either one of the two. Are they equal to each other? Are they the vertical angles? Or do you add them up and equal to 180? It's one of the two. Yeah, that's okay. So maybe I will see you in third period. Okay, Veronica. So again, it's either they are equal to each other, just like number 15, right? You set it equal to each other, right? This is equal to that. Or you're going to add them up, and then now this is 180 degree, isn't it? Right? This is linear pair. So you're going to add them up and set it equal to 180. So let's try that. 4x. So it's going to be a long equation. 4x plus 7 plus 2x plus 5. And they are all equal to what? 180. Okay. So now I want you to solve the equation. Remember, x's are on the same side now. They're on the same team. And would you guys share your solution? What do you get for x? I don't even know what the x is. 6. Okay. Okay, so let's get started. Now 4x and 2x, they are on the same side of the equation, right? Left side. They all belong in the left side of an equation, equal sign. So you can just simply add them together. 4x plus 2x is 6x. And then 7 and 5, they're also on the same team. So let's simplify that. 7 plus 5 is, that's 12. So you can simplify 6x plus 12. That's equal to 180. Okay, is that what you did? If you didn't, all you need to do is just fix it. Okay, so let's correct that. Next, now we just, rest is just a regular solving equations. Subtract 12 on both sides. Okay, so we've got 6x equals, what is that? 168. And then divide by 6. Divide by 6. So x equals, what do you get? Yeah. So no problem if you gotten wrong answer. All you need to do is just to identify your what you did wrong. You're going to be a lot better off for next try. Okay. So it's very important that you do that. Were you able to identify your mistake? What was it? So that's it. This is the end of. Thank you, Leo. Very nice. Great job. Okay. So this is the end of the assignment. So thank you guys for. We've done quite a bit of math today. So that's long enough. So let's end the class right now. I will definitely be revisiting this type of a problem. But if you would like to stick around and just talk to me about the test for Unit 1, please do that. Otherwise, you guys have a great day, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Okay, take care.